Welcome back everyone to another replay review. If you would like your replay review done for free, check out my Discord down below. There is a channel called Free Replay Reviews. Put your replay there. We do those every Saturday. If you like a video format like this, become a member of the channel or become a sub on Twitch and you can have a video format like this. I really do appreciate the members and subs. You guys are the reason why the channel can continue, and you guys are the reason why people can get free replay reviews and other stuff. So thank you so much. Let's hop into it. All right, let's get started. We're gonna be looking at a Spider-Man gameplay. So let's go ahead and hop in. Let's see how we can help this player improve. Let's see how we can help this player have more impact in their matches.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
So right now we're trying to do our best going on that Iron Man. Just getting him out the sky, that's fine. I like that, I like that. Boom, bam. Just doing your thing. We dip out. Okay, don't like this. Don't like this at all. So you did a good job of messing with the Iron Man. Great. And then you come back and we should just chill from here. There's a lot of options you can have if you just relax for a second and think about what to do next, okay? So let's just say we did sit here and let's see our options. So one option could be web yourself that way and chill. Wait for them to cross over and then you can do something. Go around to the side and maybe look for the Iron Man like that. Come up here and go to the left, maybe something like that. You could just sit up here on this pillar and just wait and probably get somebody to get pulled into the nest. You have a lot of options. The issue with gameplay like this is that you play so much and you play so fast and you try to have really high uptime that you don't even think about these options. You just play the game and whatever happens on your screen, you try to deal with it at that moment. And this is why players that play Spider-Man, Magic, Iron Fist, Cap, Hulk, Angela, and the Gambit. I mean, the list goes on and on with all these mobile heroes. A lot of people just want to push buttons. They want to be active. They want to practice their mechanics and get better at their mechanics. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a high ranked player, all that stuff does not matter, because at that rank, everybody basically has the same mechanics, or it's pretty similar. No one's just straight up godlike, which means the only thing that can make you have an edge is your game knowledge. But we're ditching all of that because we want to be so mobile and we want to have so much uptime. Chill out and relax and still learn how to play the game the right way. And when you need mechanics, use them, other than relying on your mechanics the entire time. I mean, let's look at what you do from here, but I guarantee you probably aren't gonna do nothing but run around. Yeah, I just thought so, right? And with this, we accomplished nothing. But you could have spent the 5 seconds you just did all that trying to get in position for the next fight. The higher you go, the more important it is for you to have great precise window engagement. Now, this is something we talked about on stream on Saturday when I was doing other reviews, but I also did a review for a Star-Lord player and we talked about the same exact thing. A lot of DPS players, especially ones that want to hit Celestial, especially the ones that want to hit Eternity and One Above All, they struggle with how they play. They think they have to always be active, instead of just taking a second, finding the right opportunity and just squashing the team fight right then and there. If you can learn to play that way, you will have a way easier time winning your matches than trying to force out all your mechanics and doing all this crazy stuff to try to win fights. So you do get KO'd. We go back to point. Now, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to just chill out, relax, and do nothing. Break the beacon. Hope you break it. And then just kind of relax and wait. Maybe come over here and just chill out. Or if you wanted to, you can swing and kind of go over here and just hang out and just wait. One thing you have to remember is that your character gets to the point way faster after they get KO'd. The rest of your team still has to catch up. If we look at the team here, nobody's even here to fight with you right now. So it's just better for you to wait, let the fight devolve, and then go ahead and make your play, make your window play, you know, play in windows. So let's see what you do. Okay, exactly what I thought you were gonna do. So if we go back, look at your camera before you went for this play.
Back in the swing.
Look at it. What did you just see? Nothing. You said, you know what? Swing. I only have 1 to 2 seconds in the air. Let me go ahead and see as much as I can process in that amount of time and then try to make a play on the fly, which is probably gonna fail because your team isn't there. You have no idea where anybody is. You're trying to just do it on the fly. Then your mechanics are going to be screwed up because, again, you don't have any setup. Your brain doesn't even know what they're trying to accomplish. It just tries to do it on the fly. Let's go ahead and watch and we'll see what happens. Nothing, right? Nothing, 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 just nothing. Just a whole bunch of nothing. Now let's see what happens if we just sit there and wait a second. So let's act like you never did that. Or if you do, okay, boom. Let's act like you just did, you swung out to get a better position. So let's just say, okay, we swung out and we're here. And we're just kind of chilling. We're here. Whatever. And we're just waiting for your team to get here before you do anything, right? Okay. Let me go up a little bit higher. Okay, so we're just waiting. Is anything happening right now? No. You could go for the Iron Man, but if you go for the Iron Man, he's gonna get droned, right? And then he's gonna do the overshield. You're not taking out the target. You're just wasting time. So you have to think, well, what target is gonna be a good target for me to go on that I can either A, KO or burn a really important cooldown? The drone is kind of important, but I mean, it's not that serious, like the overshield. So I would just continue to wait. They have triple strats too, which means that you kind of have to be a little bit better at it. I would still wait. There's no reason to continue to play right now. We just wait. I know it might seem boring, but given the fact that your team comp is that and their team comp is that, you have to be even better at your engagements, because any time that you do anything, if it doesn't result in a KO or at least very close to one, they're gonna get healed up. So you're just peppering people, right? And this type of gameplay works. And this type of gameplay is the type of gameplay that inflates players. Now, I'm not saying you're inflated, but players that play Cap, Angela, Thor, Hulk, Iron Fist, Magic, Black Panther, what they tend to do is they just try to have really high uptime, because these characters are very hard to deal with if you're not coordinated. So you have like Magic swinging in, teleporting, Iron Fist just punching, running around, going up there, Spider-Man swinging around, Hulk jumping around, jumping back and forth, Thor pushing people repeatedly, and Cap running around, jumping over people's heads. And all that works until it gets to a rank that does not work, right? All of that works until it doesn't. And then you're left with game knowledge. But guess what? You skipped all the fundamentals, because that's all you do is button mash, basically. And you don't have them anymore. And then you get stuck and you're like, well, I don't really know how to climb from here. And I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying in general. People say that I don't really know how to climb anymore, or that the games are hard, or EOMM. And it's like, well, you just inflated yourself to a rank that you shouldn't have been in. And now you have to deal with the consequences. This is why it's important for you to learn the fundamentals before you get to that area, so that way you can practice it with like lower ranked players first, and then you already know what to do by the time you're in higher ranks. So as we said before, I would continue to wait and just chill out, because anything you do will lead to nothing. As you see, nothing happens. Your team's not even in position yet. And we'll wait. We just continue to wait. Not really much we can do. It's boring, I know, but like there's nothing we can do. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Look. Iron Man's over here. Strange is over there. Both strats are looking that way, right? This guy just droned Thor, who's in there. Look at this guy. Solo, half HP. That is a free KO, and all you have to do is wait for like 5 seconds. Specific team comps require you to play slower, period. It does not matter what rank you are. Actually, it does. The higher rank you get, the more that people can actually play the game. And so when you are a higher rank, you do have to play slower a lot more of the times, depending on the comp. Lower rank, you can probably get away with it. It doesn't really matter. But what I'm saying is that this particular comp, you do have to chill out. Let's look at your screen. What were you even looking at this time when he got low? Okay. He's about to get low. What are you looking at? Look, him trying to pull an Iron Man with overshield. You're not going to do anything with it. He's going to survive. You wasted your abilities. You're getting shot at by Doctor Strange. You have to run away. You have HP. If you would have just waited for a second, you would have had him. And again, it's just the same thing over and over. It's the fact that we're just playing with high uptime and not really accomplishing much. It might feel like you're doing a lot, but you're not accomplishing anything, because nothing that you're doing is successful. In this particular comp, it's very easy to deny you. And so you have to make sure that whenever you go in, it's as precise and powerful as possible. And how you do that is by reducing your uptime and waiting for the right moment to play the game. All you have to do is win the fight. Don't worry about stalling the cart and whatnot. Just win the fight, and the rest will unfold how you want it to. All right, so you guys had a pretty decent team fight, but now you have one tank with 3 strats. You know, this is one of those moments where your team thinks you need 3 strats when you don't need 3 strats at all. You need 2 tanks. But of course they do that. This means that you have to figure out what's going to be the problem and then play to that. You can't do what you were doing before, because if this guy is solo tanking into a Strange and Magneto, or a Strange and Thor, he's gonna get pushed over, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's not a way that Magneto can prevent being shoved in by those two characters. They are very brawl heavy, whereas Magneto is very poke heavy. So without a doubt, if they can close that gap, Magneto is just useless, and they will be able to close that gap, especially when they have 3 strats. So this means that if he's solo tanking, he's gonna get run over, and then if you're in the back line, it's basically 6v5, right? You're gone. He's solo tanking. It's gonna be very easy for them to win. On top of that, you have to realize that you're gonna try to have high uptime, but you're gonna get denied because there's 3 strats. You can't have high uptime. So they're simply just gonna ignore you and just abuse the fact that there's 2 tanks. So the way that you deal with this is that you're gonna have to try to play front to back. So not necessarily like front to back, like we just push through the front line and then we push through the back like that. It's more of like this. Front to back, as in, okay, we're playing the front and then we loop to the back. Can we get anything? Nope. Back to the front. Can we get anything? Whoop. And you just keep kind of doing that until you find your opening. So you play the front, just kind of hang around, and then when you see an opening, you play the game. This is how we have high uptime with still window-based gameplay, right? As I said before, you'd be hiding on the wall just waiting, but you can't do that considering that you guys are down a tank. So you have to be a little bit more, you have to be actually working harder here. You have to not only play the game, but you have to also keep an eye out for what's happening in the back, and you can dive it when you can. So let's go ahead and play this out, and I'll show you what I mean. So you instantly went to the back, but as I said before, they're gonna ignore you, right? But let's just say that you didn't do that, and we just waited. We just waited. And just kind of hung out. Not really sure what Namor's doing. He's crazy. Hey, that guy got melted. I don't know what's Namor was doing. All right, and then here, right here, mess with this guy. Or if you really want to get saucy, pull this guy backwards whenever he engages. It's a very high cooldown to do that, so you have to make sure that something comes out of it, like your team can handle the Strange by themselves. It's just an example though. I would probably still focus the Strange, maybe pull them even further back, mess with them. You know, stop them from playing the game basically. Be annoying, mess with Thor, whatever. Just make sure that they can't play the game. And then as we're messing with them, right? So let's just say, okay, we're messing with them. Why is your Cloak and Dagger in melee range? Only God knows. Okay, we're messing with them, right? And we're just looking, boom, messing with them. Still messing with them, still messing with them, still messing with them. Just waiting for a moment, still messing with them. And right now, you'd be fighting with your team as they're getting ready to push, which is fine. You're just waiting for someone to be stupid because you don't have any other options, right? You're still hanging in the front. You're still doing your thing. Then Jeff goes for an ult. Right now, that Iron Man is cooked. So you're going to be doing something that tanks generally do. This is kind of like pseudo-tanking, okay? Tanks will look for a play whenever their teammates use an ult or use some crazy ability. Because you have to play frontline like a tank, kinda, like a pseudo-tank, right? You're going to have to also play off of that. So you're going to just be hanging out in the front and you're going to be waiting for something to pop off, and then you make your play. Does anything come out of this? No, but if you were hanging down here, you would get this guy for free. Then you could possibly get this guy. I mean, granted, you guys are already shoved in, but you can see what I mean as like people just ignore you, right? You see how they're just kind of like not even paying attention to you? You did a good job. You took KOs out, but you see, you could have just played the front with Magneto and then went in on the Jeff ult, just like you just did, and then you're good. What happens when people try to have too much uptime is they don't realize when a play was good versus when a play was bad, right? So if I had an example, let's just say your uptime is just always this. And during some of these moments, good play, good play, good play. But how do you replicate this if you're always high uptime? Whereas if you try to do this, you make a play, make a play, make a play, make a play. Well, let's just say, okay, good job, +1, this works. This doesn't work. this works, this works. Well, you now know whatever you did here, don't do again. And you learn. And then what you did here, replicate. This is what I mean by inflation. Because the game, there's a lot of characters in this game that's very hard to deal with. Just having high uptime generates value. I mentioned this on my channel a lot, but a lot of DPS players and even some of the tank players just don't understand what I'm talking about. You can generate value just by having high uptime, and you're not going to understand what it looks like to generate value because you're always playing the game. Whereas if you make specific plays at any given moment, and then you later think about, well, did it work out? It did. Great. That's a play I can do again. This is how you improve. This is how you get better. And this is how you can play the game more. This is why you see a lot of players who are very good mechanically not know how to break out of Celestial or not know how to break out of Eternity and anywhere higher than that, because they are only relying on mechanics and button pressing. They never really learned how to play Marvel Rivals strategically. So I hope that makes sense. Let's move on. All right, we're playing on offense now. So this is going to allow you to be a little bit more aggressive because offense is just easier. But they do have a Namor, so you're going to have to play a little bit slower. Again, play windowed. Also, they have a Penny. So there's a lot you have to deal with here. There's a lot. So you see what I mean? Like, you go in, you do some crazy stuff, and then you leave. You accomplish nothing. Your team wasn't even close to you. Like, it was just unnecessary. Don't do that. But they're going to be like, well, Poppin', I did that last game and it worked. Yes. But just because you're doing the same thing over and over and it works sometimes and it doesn't mean you continue to do it. Just continue to do what works. It's not that that was bad. It was just given the context of their team comp, you ain't getting away with it, right? We can't poke them out like you're doing. You have to KO something. If you get them low, they aren't wasting a lot of resources to heal them. Right? If you're going after the Cloak and Dagger and you do that, she's going to bubble. Great cooldown wasted. But you have a Rocket. Very good sustained healing. You have a Deadpool, sustained. You have, what's his face? Ultron. And then you have a Pennyweb. You're not poking anybody out of that. So you have to play to that. Pull someone out, you know, wait for the fight to happen. Again, it's a similar thing. This is why this game is difficult for you, because it's requiring you to actually think outside the box, and you're just not doing that. So I want to highlight something here. You did a really good job waiting and trying to see how you can make a play. You try to get a grab off, you pull her over. A, your team wasn't ready to even do anything with that. But B, the target probably wasn't the best target to pull. Look at your team. There's not really a straight KO potential if you pull anybody, right? They're very poke heavy. They're very, I'm gonna whittle you down. It's not really the best team comp into 3 healers anyway, but you know, it is what it is. Which means that a lot of your fights can't be poke fights. Again, you guys are gonna have to look to all in every single time, but you don't really have characters to all in every single time. So the best bet is to just wait until Hela gets someone low, Magneto gets someone low, and then you just look to clean up. That's the best you can do in this situation. So I would like to see that from you. So here we are, we have a Rocket ult. Very good pull, by the way. Actually, I'm gonna just show that because it was pretty clean. That was a good pull. The pull doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to share it anyway because it was cool. So you went in, you knocked him up, you yanked him. That was dope. Well played. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because your team can't pick him off anyway. We discussed this, but that was really nice. The sucky part is that we used all of our abilities to make this play happen. However, we have a Rocket ult now, right? And so now, because our team is very poke based, you're just waiting for ultimates to play the game. We're just waiting for ults to play the game. So now we have an ult, we play the game as much as possible. But we use everything, right? We could have played a lot harder here if we just had all of our abilities. So this is why it's important to understand what type of team comp you have and what type of team comp you're going against, because you can't always have high uptime. You can't always try to poke out. Sometimes you just have to play through ultimates. It's going to be a very boring and stupid game, I know, but that's what you're going to have to do. Just wait for ultimates and then play the game. So you don't realize it, but every single time that you're successful, you're set up somehow, whether your team ulted for you or someone got someone low or someone's isolated. Like, you're set up, right? This particular match, whenever you're set up, you're successful. And I wish you identified this at the get-go, because this game would be very easy for you to win if you just wait to be set up first. This is one of those games where you have to be set up first. So let's look at this fight. You're set up with an ultimate. You're able to make some stuff happen with your team. You're good to go. You pop off, right? That's all you're waiting for, is just to get set up. And then once the ball starts to roll, once you start to snowball and you start to get people picked off and isolated and stuff like that, you continue to roll and play the game from there. It's just, this is one of those games where you have to play slow and wait for that to happen. And once it does, the snowball's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're gonna just push for free, kind of like how you did here. So at the end of the day, what I suggest that you should do is you should just play a lot slower and really think about the plays that you're gonna make ahead of time. There is way too much just making plays on the fly. It's not that you're bad, it's not that you have horrible mechanics or anything like that. It's just, you are gonna be punished by players who understand what you're trying to do. In order for you to not get punished, you have to understand what play you're going for and why, because then you can adapt on the fly to whatever play you're trying to make. But you're trying to make the play and adapt at the same time while everything's popping off. And it's just very difficult to do that. So think about the play, go for the play. Should you have to use mechanics to adjust or alter on the fly, you can, or maybe you just have to make a different game plan mid-flight, whatever, you can. But you're not always trying to just do some random stuff. The only thing that I notice you pay attention to is your trick gameplay. So your trick pulls or things like that. That's where you actually have a game plan on what you want to do. It's like you want to focus on highlight reels rather than just winning the game. Put more focus into just getting the job done rather than looking cool. And I guarantee you, you're gonna have a lot more success. You're gonna have a way easier time winning your matches. As I said before, if you guys want your free replay reviews, make sure you check my Discord, link down in the description below. Put your replay code in that free replay reviews section. We will go over them on Saturday. If you like a video format like this, please consider supporting the channel. Not only does it help support the channel, of course, and the content that I create, but you also get goodies like this, and you get to help other players that may not be able to support financially get their replay reviews done for free too. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you know what I always say. If you guys are doing what? Hopping often, will often.